Okay, so I'll have one of you go ahead and take this out. So you're just gonna pick it up by the top and pull up, yep. And you just wanna be careful not to do a nice little shake. So we're having a little leak on the bottom.
Yes.
But these are also demo devices. Yeah, just set it down.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we'll clean that.
Yeah.
Also, whenever you can see how it's run off here, if when you go to that line and you fill it up, even when you pull back, you're going to have some spillage. So just afterwards, just clean it down. Okay. So, perfect. I'm somewhat healthy. Okay. So, PRP, red blood cells, and you see that white little line that's sandwiched in the middle. That's going to be your PRP. Always look from the side because it's a little bit easier, or even from the back. You can kind of see how it's right on top of your red blood cells. So that's the layer that we're going after. That's the most important one. Okay. Every patient's going to be a little bit different. Some, especially men, they have a higher hematocrit. So often what you'll see is their red blood cells come up higher.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it can be so high that it's all the way up to here, and then you're not able to take the wheel and get down to it. So in those cases, there's a troubleshooting. It's very simple. You'll take your wheel and take it all the way down to the bottom till you can't push it anymore. You'll take 10 cc's of the red blood cells out, take the wheel, move it back up, make sure your little lever's in neutral, and you'll spin it for another 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And that'll let everything settle, and then when you pull it out, it'll look more along this line.
Okay.
So I find that that's happening a little bit more with men, especially the active ones, really healthy lifestyle ones. Okay. So to set this up, what we'll do is, Maria, go ahead and take out a 35 cc syringe, and I'll have you put it onto B port. So just twist that cap.
Maybe. Am I going the wrong way?
Yep, lift righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, take another one. I just go ahead and set everything up. There's no real right or wrong, but this just seems to be the most efficient. Onto C port. And then on the back of the filter, you'll see 2 more ports. That's just what I call the water port. And what we'll take is the 35 vac lock syringe. Have you all seen this before, one of these, or know how they work? Okay. So what it does is it allows you to create a negative pressure. And why that's important whenever we're filtering the PPP is because it makes it less frothy. Otherwise, you get so many bubbles, and then it will eventually dissipate and turn back into liquid, but it just takes time. So for the sake of time, we use one of these. To use it, you're going to have stair steps on one side and this little peg here in the middle. Okay? So when it goes on here, what you do is you pull all the way to the back, and you'll see that little chamber, and you can lock it. So that keeps it from moving. You can also lock it on one of these too, and you see that it doesn't move, but we just go all the way back and lock. Okay. So we'll wait to lock it until we start with that process, but go ahead and put the filter on. So there's 2, you can pick either top or bottom. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever speaks to you. All right. First part of this that we're gonna do, and I'll let you do hands-on. So we're gonna go to the wheel. We're going to spin it down. And remember, always keep it on a flat surface though, because we just don't want to rock those layers. And we're looking for that first white line to crown. Do you see it coming down? So that's the start of our collection chamber. What we want to do with that first white line is we want it to hover right above your PRP. So right above that milky looking layer, right? And I always say don't look from the front, because a lot of times you'll get a lip and then it'll be kind of distorted and you won't be low enough. Look from the side or from the back, and you can look from both to see what you have the best eye for, and then you can see right about there is where I would put it if this was.
So the white line right on top of the PRP?
Just not dipping into it, just hover right above it. And don't be afraid to like stay a little high on the first couple, because you just don't want to dip into your PRP and then pull it out. So as you get more comfortable with it, you can get closer and closer and closer. So Shannon, you want to go ahead and start spinning down? You're like, oh Lord.
These are closer together than the other one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So everybody. Oh, the lines.
Yeah.
No, it's just where my PRP lays. So
Okay.
if it's lower to the bottom,
Yeah.
then you're going to see them a lot more clear than you would that.
So I want the top one, right? Down.
So you're just looking at that very first line
Oh,
that
the
came
first one,
down.
okay.
Mhm.
All right.
So you can come down just a little bit further. And if you go too far down, you can always wheel it back up. You're not going to hurt anything. That's perfect. That's spot on.
Cool.
Also remember, everybody's blood is going to be different. So sometimes you get a nice yellow